Hi guys, welcome to another WonderHero video. So today in this video, we're going to talk about NFT refinement. It's more or less going to be an NFT refinement guide. First and foremost is that to get the written guide, actually WonderHero themselves, the team has released a blog post, which you can actually access here. If you look to their Discord and you go to join WonderHero Discord, go to the announcement tab on the left hand side. Then if you scroll to an older announcement, right, just scroll up and you have to look for this one that's dated on the 14th of May. There'll be an NFT. They say they launched on 16th of May, which is 2 days ago. So it took me a while to actually buy the so-called the refinement chips and to test it out. And yeah, you can see the NFT refinement. There's a blog post here. So I'm not gonna read through the blog post. You can read it on your own. So basically, I'm gonna summarize what this blog post does, and I'm gonna go a little bit more detail, right? Okay, so let's go into it. First and foremost is that after the game has patched, so for players who have not updated their game, this is you might have to delete your WonderHero app if it's on your mobile device or even on your BlueStacks emulator. Then you have to go and download the new WonderHero app from the Google Play Store in order to get all the latest update. That was previously how I managed to do it. So if you're not able to update your app, you can do it that way, right? Delete the app and then reinstall the app from Google Play Store. So now with the new updated WonderHero app, right, you will have a store option where you can buy the refinement chip, argument plugin, as well as the advanced refinement chips. So, and also you're gonna notice that if you go into your warehouse and you look at your equipments, right, now your equipments, all their stats will have different colors. So if we actually refer to the blog post itself, they do have a guide here. Basically it's pretty simple. White color is for common. So let's take a look. I have a purple one. This is a blue, and you can see, okay, we have a white stat. So a white stat is considered a common stat. And then the next one in rarity is the blue stat. Blue stat, I think it's called the uncommon. Then you have a purple stat, which is, do we have any purple stats here? Let me try and look for it. No. Okay, so the purple stat refers to rare, and the orange stat refers to epic. So what this essentially means is that now if you want to reroll your stats, right, or you want to add additional stats using the argument plugin, there's a certain requirement on the rarity of these stats before you can add stats. So it sort of like classifies how valuable in this particular NFT in terms of rarity per se, because only certain NFTs which meet the rarity requirements will be can have perks to certain enhancements, which is quite complex. So I'm gonna explain it as we go along. So first and foremost, we know the 4 different colors, and then I'm gonna explain what this chips does, right? Because I think the bad thing is that the chips itself, they actually don't explain anything. Just say refinement chips, and then it don't explain what it does at all. So first and foremost, refinement chips are for RNG re-rolling of stats. So when you re-roll your stats, you get a RNG re-roll. It's like a gacha. Then you can attack. Maybe you can re-roll to a higher attack, or you can re-roll to a lower attack. Then maybe you have a hit point. Then you can re-roll to another defensive stat like heal boost. You can re-roll to defense. You can re-roll to ultimate defense or something like that. And if you are an attack stat, like from attack, let's say it's on your attack badge, right? From attack, you can re-roll to something like maybe physical percentage, physical damage boost, or maybe some other attack stat, right? But basically this is RNG reroll. The advanced refinement chips are if you want to lock in a certain stat from being rerolled. So let's say you have certain NFTs, right, that you only want to reroll one of them. You have 3 stats of those NFTs and you just want to reroll one of them. So you're going to use the advanced refinement chips to lock 2 of those stats, and then you just reroll the third one. Then the argument plugin is for addition of stats. So an argument plugin is going to be the most expensive. So you're going to add additional stats to probably a really good item. So let's say you have a very good weapon, you have a very good skin, or you have a very good attack badge, for example, right? a very good bodysuit, for example, among your equipments, and you want to add additional stats to, like, maybe you already have 3 stats and you want to add a 4th stat. So the argument plugin is one of the most complex one. It took me a while. I have to like talk to the WonderHero team and their mods quite a fair bit in order to understand how this actually works. So let me check out my guide. So this time I have a certain guide, right? Okay, so this explain. Okay, so now when we're talking about refinement of NFTs, right? The easiest will be go to your warehouse. You will notice that among your 3-star NFTs, you will not get the refine option. So the refine option, the button is at below here. So if you are selecting the 4-star NFTs, you see that you get the option to click refine, and you see a variety of options here. So there's a refine cost, and there's so I have 52 chips. I actually bought what was the maximum that I bought? I bought the maximum amount of chips. Yeah, I bought 99 chips, right? I bought 100. Actually, I bought more than 99. I bought like 20, and then I bought another 99. So I bought 100 over refinement chips, and I bought like I think 5 argument plugins. It was really expensive, and then I bought like 20 advanced refinement chips or something. So I spent quite a fair bit of my WND, and I had to go into the Pancake Swap and buy additional horn as well in order just to figure out all this. So all in all, in general, NFT stat reroll is very expensive. So please do not attempt it without with without if you don't have enough horn or you don't have enough WND. It's definitely very expensive. Going back to the warehouse, right? So 3 stars, you don't get refined. Only 4 stars and 5 stars, such as my weapons, which are 5 stars, will get the refinement option. And the refinement cost itself differs between 4-star NFTs and 5-star NFTs. So the more rare your NFT, the more expensive it is to actually reroll as well as refine. So maybe I'll go into a little bit of the specific cost required, but in general, it's going to be expensive if you want to like modify, reroll, or add stats to any of your 5-star NFTs. So let's talk about the refinement chips. Okay. So first and foremost is that something that it's complicated. Okay, so maybe we try the reroll first, right? So let's see whether we can refine. Okay, so the reroll option is this. So let's say I select this 5-star. I have this 5-star head piece. Yeah, this is a head piece, right? So it's an equipment piece that's for protection. Though I have 1 white stat and 2 orange stats on it, right? So let's say if I want to re-roll any of the stats, it was gonna cost me 9 refinement chips. 9 refinement chips in order just to re-roll. So I have a total of 52 chips. So the first number here is the total number of chips you have. The second is the required chips in order to perform this particular refinement. So it's going to cost me 9 chips just to refine this. So it means it costs 3 chips per stat. So if I'm going to lock any of this, so let's say I don't want to refine my physical and elemental defense, right? Okay. So you're going to see that here, it's going to cost me 6 advanced refinement chips just to lock these 2 stats. So I obviously only have 1. I don't have enough. So I cannot perform this refinement because I don't have the enough of the advanced refinement chips in order to lock these 2 stats down. So let's cancel this. So this particular cost, right, of refinement will change according to the rarity of the stat of your particular NFT. Because earlier we have a 5-star equipment NFT. So now if you're going to do a 4-star equipment NFT, if I click on refine, you will see that it costs cheaper, right? Earlier for this one, in order to it cost me 9 refinement chips to roll 3 of the stats because it's a 5-star. But if I go to a 4-star bodysuit, it only costs 2 refinement chips to re-roll 2 of these stats. So it's going to be cheaper if you want to re-roll your 4-star instead of 5 stars. And obviously you don't need to talk about 3 stars because 3 stars cannot be refined, right? So this is where the 4 stars and 5 stars now will be worth more value in the market if you want to resell them. Technically, speaking, it's supposed to worth more value. But then again, the floor price is already at $5, so you can't go any lower than that. And yeah, you'll probably still be able to find NFTs for $5. We can look at the market maybe in another video. So for example, if I want to reroll this only costs like 2, right? 2 of these stats. So refinement chip. So the thing is, when we click refine, right, instantly it's going to cost 2 of my chips. So out of the 52 is going to cost 2, whether this refinement is successful or whether it's cancelled. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to burn 2 of my refinement chips, and I click on refine. You will see that the stat reroll is this is higher, 195, but the second hit point stat is lower, right? It becomes defense. So I do not want this refinement. So if I don't want this refinement, I want to keep the original stats, I have to click cancel. But the 2 refinement chips are already burned. So once you click on refine, there's no prompt, no confirmation. You already burned 2 of your refinement chips. So I'm going to click cancel here. And you're going to see that from 52 earlier, and I'm now down to just 50 chips. So if I click again, if I try my RNG again, yeah, it's still not good, right? So this will roll same 175. There's no change on the first stat, but the second stat, it actually goes to cyborg defense instead of hit points. So I'm looking for 2 higher hit points. So it is very difficult. Right, so this takes a lot of refinement chips. So that's why refinement chips, you might have to, if you are really thinking of trying to get good luck on your reroll gacha, so to say, you have to buy tons and tons of refinement chips. So you gotta get ready tons of horn, or you gotta go into PancakeSwap and buy horn using your WND or using your other crypto in order to get lots of horn in order to reroll to get the reroll gacha, so to say, because it's actually really not easy to get the stats that you want. And so that is for stat reroll, right? So the other one is if we want to add stats, right? For example, I have a stamp of time here, which is a pretty popular item, right? It's quite valuable because it causes bleed, and bleed is pretty important for certain bosses in the normal story chapters, right? And also for PvP as well, because you want to bleed to stop the opponents from healing up. At least until maybe the silver or gold level. Once you hit diamond and legendary, actually almost everybody has bleed, or sometimes people don't really care about bleed as well, because people are not going to run healers at all in like diamond or legendary. I mean, in diamond you can still see healers, but I think in legendary rank you seldom see healers unless they have a very overpowered healing item on their end, because most people are going to run bleed. So this is a very popular item in PvP. So let's say I want to add stats to it, right? Because this only has 1 attack stat. I want to make this sample of time better. So I click on refine. So it says I can unlock new detail. It means I need 5 argument plugins in order to add a stat to this. So this would obviously cost quite a fair bit, right? Because if you go back to the market, right, go back to the store, each argument plugin costs 5 WND. So I'm going to buy 5 of them. It's going to cost me 25 WND. And take note that for PvP, even at legendary rank, right, which I'm currently at now, at legendary rank, if you are like in 100 over position here, like the middle of the table, right before elimination, in a whole week, you're only earning like, let's go scroll down, right? Even in legendary rank, let's say, scroll to like 100 position, right? You're only earning like 40 WND. So 40 WND, and then so WND is not easy to earn in game, right? And just by adding the stat, it costs like 25 WND just to add a second stat to my NFT. So obviously it costs quite a fair bit. It costs a lot to actually add stats. So that's that. And also stat requirements, right? So this is the confusing thing which I clarified with the mods, with the WonderHero mods, and they explained it to me that actually there are stat requirements to this. So maybe I will use a picture, because I did take a screenshot of it beforehand to illustrate better. Okay. All right, so I have this picture of my stamp of time beforehand, before I upgrade it to level 2. So you will see that here, there's this 1 purple attribute required, level 4, 2 purple attribute required, 3 purple attribute required, and so on. So when you are trying to add stats to a particular NFT, right, there are certain rarity requirements. So for example, when we click refine, you will see that still here there's like this level 4, 2 purple attribute required. So what does this actually mean? It's quite confusing. First and foremost is there is a level requirement on your NFT. So if you go back to my picture, right? So here my stamp of time was unupgraded. It was a level 0. And then I was trying to add one of the attributes, additional stats to it, and I couldn't. It says level 2 and 1 purple attribute. So what this means is that first and foremost, my NFT needs to be upgraded, enhanced to level 2, which I am now. If you look at my in-game, right? So now I've enhanced it to level 2. And once I've enhanced it to level 2, it will unlock this one. So the additional requirement to unlock is that I need at least 1 purple attribute on my particular NFT. So in this case, I fulfill it because my attack stat is purple in color for whatever reason. So the color allocation, right, for your NFT is, from my experience, is actually quite random. So it can be like when I reroll as well, sometimes I get like good stats which are white. For example, this is a good stat, but it's considered white. Elemental defense, physical defense actually are pretty good stats, so it's considered epic, right? So it's orange in color. And then if you have purple stats, it's considered a rare stat. So you will need to have 1 purple stat, and your NFT needs to be at least level 2 in order for me to add another stat to it. And then if I want to add a third stat to it, for example, in this case, like I want to add a third stat, right? So this NFT piece needs to be upgraded to level 4, and I need 2 purple attributes. So in this case, even if I were to upgrade this to level 4, let's see whether I can upgrade this, enhance. Okay, let's enhance this to level 4. So not too expensive. So now that NFT stat reroll is here and it costs such a large amount of WND and HON, right? I'm thinking like enhancement of the NFTs is actually a lot cheaper compared to the NFT stat reroll. Okay, so now it's a level 4. Let's try it. Okay, and you will see that okay, my helmet, right? My headpiece is already at level 4. So technically it should fulfill the requirements, right? But it still says 2 purple attributes required, because I only have 1 so-called purple or orange attribute in the hit point 21%, but this hit point of 378 is a blue attribute. So in order for me to be able to add a third stat, this needs to be a purple attribute. So there are a few ways I could do this. I could either re-roll, I could lock this, and I could try re-rolling, right? Which I will try to do now. So I'm going to burn 2 refinement chips and 1 advanced refinement chips, and let's try, right? So, so I'll be unequipped, okay. And you see that the reroll is actually worse. So obviously I locked my hit point of 21% boost, so that is locked. But my blue stat, if I reroll, will become a white stat. So it's actually not guaranteed that you get better rare stats, so I cannot reroll that. So I'm going to cancel. And I've actually burned 1 of my advanced refinement chips, and I burned 2 of my refinement chips in that NFT reroll attempt. And this is quite expensive, right? Because the advanced refinement chips, I believe, cost 1 WND each. So yeah, that's 1 WND gone as well. So yeah, NFT stat reroll, it's obviously quite expensive. Anything else I want to talk about? So obviously you can access it via the warehouse, or you can actually access it via the hero tab here, right? So you can access it here as well. You can also go on the hero tab, and you can access to the refinements and so on. So I'm going to equip this back on my Shion in case I forget. Okay, so probably last thing I want to go through is that it costs different amounts of refinement chips for different rarity weapons, which I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to go a little bit more detail now. For example, if I'm going to refine my 5-star Murasame weapon, right? you will see that the refinement cost is a lot more expensive. It costs 10 refinement chips just to refine 2 of the stats. So instead of earlier, if you maybe let's try a 4-star weapon, right? Maybe we have a Deep Shadows with a 4-star weapon. So in order to refine the 4-star weapon, it only costs 2 refinement chips. But if I'm going to refine, this is a 3-star skin. Okay, let's see. If I'm going to refine a 4-star skin, it only costs 2 refinement chips. So obviously weapons will be the most expensive in order to do NFT stat reroll, whereby the other skins as well as the other equipment pieces NFTs will be cheaper to do stat reroll. Okay, so all in all, I think like refining, like if I'm going to try and add stats, for example, this Murasame has 2 stats, right? If you look at the refinement, if I want to add stats to it, so I don't meet the requirements because I don't have 2 purple stats. So let's see if I have any other weapon that needs it. No, I can't do that. This one doesn't meet requirements as well. This doesn't as well. Yeah, I think this one. So for example, this one, if I want to, so I have this black and white weapon which has 1 orange stat as well as 2 purple stats. So I'm eligible to add a 4th stat to this particular weapon, but it's going to cost a whole lot, right? So it's going to cost me 30 argument chips in order to add a 4th stat. And then each argument chip, if we go back to the store, each argument plugin costs 5 WND. So in order to add a 4th stat, right, let's calculate how much this costs. I believe that's 150 WND because that's 5 WND each, and it costs you can see here it costs 30 chips, right? So multiply by 30 is going to cost 150 WND. So at WND price now, if we look at the market, right, it's about 14 cents. So 150 multiplied by 0.14, it will cost 21 USDT. In terms of WND, that means it costs 150 WND, or in monetary terms, it's 21 USDT just to add a 4th stat to this weapon. So it is overall pretty expensive. So maybe you might be cheaper for the player to like go into the market and then try and find a better weapon to buy using USDT, right? Because if you like go to Angela Hunt and then you go into the lowest price, and then you go to her weapons, maybe with the amount of money you're gonna Sarah, maybe the amount of weapon you're gonna spend like re-rolling the stats, it might be actually cheaper to go into the market and then look for a better weapon that has more stats and so on and so forth. So overall, NFT stat reroll is expensive. It is here, it is expensive. So I hope this video explains it, like the general things of how to how to reroll your NFT stats, how to add additional stats, and what are the requirements and so on, right? So hope this makes it clear. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it into the comments below and I will answer them when I can. Okay, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time.